Today, we also did receive an email addressed to the principal of Lewis and Clark High School, as well as a number of SPS staffers and the teachers union. Now, we have not verified the person who wrote it, but they say they are writing on behalf of themselves and countless staff members. It's in response to what happened yesterday. They said, "We are not feeling safe in this building that we so love." It goes on to say, "Many of us have worked here for decades and even lived through an active shooter." They say the student climate has changed here, and it isn't just because of COVID. They say we need more than reassurances that everything is fine, and we need to know we are safe through immediate policy change and action. So all of this, again, this is still a developing story, and we know that it is certainly not over yet, and they are still investigating exactly what happened, but it certainly has parents and community members asking now, what is SPS doing? What is the school district doing in response? So for that, we are bringing in Laura Papetti.
And we've been talking to parents who said they received no information from the school district, and that it was very frustrating for them because, of course, they're hearing about it at the station level or from us or from their kids later on, and so they're concerned. Also should note, we just received within the last few moments a response from the Spokane Public School District. We've been writing them and talking to them since yesterday afternoon when this happened, and we just got this within the last moment. So we did go ahead and we tweeted that out, and we're posting it so everyone can read it, but I do want to share the first sentence or two with you. 4 students engaged in a disruption during the lunch period. As the dispute escalated, a loud crowd of students seeking to observe the situation began to form. Administrators de-escalated the situation, and several staff members felt the need to call the Spokane Police Department to seek additional support. In the note, it goes on to say SPD, so the Spokane Police Department responded very quickly and are working with administrators to evaluate potential action against the students who instigated the situation. It does go on in length, so we would like you to go to creme.com. Feel free to read that whole response from the Spokane School District, but saying that several people did reach out. They are investigating, and so according to this, we do not know at this point if more students will potentially face some sort of response or discipline.
But based on the cell phone video, again, that Amanda got from one of the students there, lots of students were involved in some form or fashion, whether they were just witnessing what was going on or just trying to alert teachers and trying to get help, or if they were trying to instigate and further that.
And to be very clear, we have heard a variety of numbers thrown around as to how many people were there or participating, everything from 70 to 75, which we've been talking about, to a few hundred. So as you might imagine, a lot of information for the school district and for the police department to look at. 2 kids already charged with a crime. And then the potential, according to this, that they are looking at the investigation in its totality.
One of the biggest concerns that we have been hearing from outside in the community was why the district chose not to send out a mass email to all parents within the LC family. And they did address that, at least to some extent, in that statement.
Yes, so they said that they want to be careful, diligent in the way that they're communicating. So they say building administrators evaluate each situation based on factors such as the number of students involved, which we know was a fairly significant number, and the level of risk to determine when to communicate with individual families versus communication to the entire student body. LC staff have been actively communicating with families. In this situation, they did want to note there was no physical violence, weapon, or disruption to the classroom. Now, we have been talking to parents who were a bit frustrated with that. I would like to make note that when in communication with the district yesterday, when we started to hear these reports and digging a little bit into it, the district did send a line to us last night, and we shared that obviously on the air and digitally as well. But at that point, we were told that parents would be notified. So we waited and kept checking, consistently checking with parents, and that's where a lot of the frustration seemed to come from parents.
We know, again, this is still developing, so we'll just continue to track this from all different angles, including the police, the school district, students, teachers. A lot of people are involved in this in some way.
It becomes part of the bigger story. And to give it some context, Creme 2 has been tracking the stories about potential violence in the schools, how we as a community, how the district is responding. And so we will continue to ask those questions on the behalf of the students, the staff, the parents, and bring you more as that becomes available. We do want to make note that several weeks ago when we began this investigation, the FBI became involved. So both the police department and the district has said that they are not able to communicate as broadly as they would like to, but we are going to keep digging and asking the questions. And we'd like to hear from families continuously on anything that is going on with our schools.
And we also want to remind you that if you would like to get the most up-to-date information about this particular incident from yesterday, you can just text the word SPS, send that to 509-448-2000, and we will send a link directly to your phone. So Laura, thank you again for keeping track of all of it.